I'm Michael Buffer here, and let's get ready for FM Boxing Media.
Frankie Morgan here from FM Boxing Media, brought to you by Red Square Scaffolding. Today I'm back with the main man. Last time I see you was at Tottenham. Today we're in Islington. But today before the fight, Eubank Benn, you're obviously a big part of it, working with Boxer. I've just asked you your opinion, but you're saying you're fairly confident that Chris is going to get the W tomorrow.
Do you know what? When this fight was first made, I always thought Chris is too big, and then obviously there's certain narratives and rhetoric around it, and weight, ferocity, someone over the hill at 35 years old. And I take offence to that. I'm 35 years old. You're
that old, yeah? That's madness. I didn't think he was that old.
And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, oh my gosh,
If that's the case, how old Steve?
He's not exactly.
I didn't think about that one.
But yeah, it's one of those ones where I just think that the size will be a definitive factor. I know even Chris doesn't want to talk about that, but he's got loads of things in his favour. The experience at this level, the size. The weight is a bit of a weird one. Obviously, we've heard today that he came in a little bit over and he didn't actually have time to go and get the weight off, and that's why he ended up having to pay a hefty fine. But I personally don't think it's too much of an issue, the weight. When you look at just where they've been, what they've achieved, never say never, but I would have it probably a 60-40, 65-35 split in Eubank's favour.
If you're Chris Eubank, obviously he took, 375 grand, I think, the fine earlier.
Yep.
They're saying it could go up to $1 million if he's over tomorrow. Would you take £1 million loss to make sure you win that fight?
Depends how I feel. Honestly, it would actually come down to that. It depends how I feel tomorrow morning. At 9 a.m. when I have to do this check weight, do I feel like I need to put on more? Do I feel like I'm struggling? Obviously, I'm not sure what he gets in the ring at and what he weighs at 9 a.m. on a fight day. But he's agreed to it. He tried his best to honour it. And I think he'll do the same thing tomorrow. I mean, it's a lot of money to lose on a scale, isn't it? But ultimately, this is a legacy fight, and money is one thing, but reputation and everything that's around it is probably far bigger, especially considering the size of these purses. So it's a lot of money to lose, but he's making a lot of money.
Yeah, so obviously this is one of the biggest fights in probably the last 30 years in British boxing, bar Klitschko, Joshua and Froch against George Groves, who's actually up there behind you. But so this is arguably one of the biggest fights that we've seen in 30 years. How excited are you to be able to say that you've worked on this? And
it's an honour, man. There's been a few pinch me moments, when I look at it, Calm Brook, when I look at...
that was one of your first ones as well.
That was one of the first ones. That was our first ever pay-per-view. But we've had some massive shows, and we've had so many world title shows, and this is obviously the biggest of the bunch. It is massive, and I hate Tottenham as a football club. But the toilet is a lovely gaff. It is a lovely gaff, and I was there for AJ Usyk 1, and it was the best atmosphere I think I've ever seen, especially in a stadium, because stadiums they don't always live up to the expectations. Tottenham Stadium is different.
Yeah,
it is a very good. I'm proud to say that I was a part of it, and Boxer are the A side in this.
Yeah, we heard that yesterday, but we also heard yesterday that it's not a Boxer's card, it's not a Matchroom card, it's a ring card. The zone of, this is, and I quote, been fed a pile of shit recently. How do you feel about them comments? Because
look, they weren't aimed at us. It isn't a Boxer card, and it isn't a Matchroom card, and that's always the case when Turki Al-Sheikh comes. This is a Ring Magazine show, and the other shows have been Riyadh season shows. They buy the whole block. That's what they do, and the DAZN being fed a load of shit comment probably made a few people uncomfortable, but not us. We're Sky Sports. So yeah, it was one of those things. Harsh words.
True words?
Harsh words. I'm going to go harsh because, let's be totally honest, these shows that we've been getting over the last maybe year and a half, they are unrealistic in in terms of what boxing has seen throughout the years. We're talking top fighters
From top to bottom.
From top to bottom. We're talking Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi at 5 o'clock. That can headline its own show.
Yeah.
Half
sell out the O2 on its own, probably. No undercard, yeah.
I mean, there are pluses and negatives to it as well, because you get one massive, amazing show, best you've ever seen, but then as a consequence, you probably lose 8 headliners up and down the country. So it's a double-edged sword. And for the most part, a lot of people, when you have a headliner in Liverpool, for example, you then have to make sure you put bums on seats and you get local talent and maybe people that need an opportunity and the lesser known fighters. And some people consider that a load of shit. But it's boxing.
That's probably one of the quotes of the year in boxing, that. But obviously we're talking about Chris Eubank, whose career could be towards the end now.
Yeah.
But everyone says he's a bit old and his career toward the end. You ain't far off Chris's age and your career's at the start.
Yeah.
But we still ain't heard any news. Last time I see you, news was imminent. And I've messaged you since, news was imminent.
Embargo.
But
Under embargo.
After Frank Smith's performance earlier, could we see you with Frank Smith, maybe?
See with any of them. I mean, look, I'm training. I trained this morning. I sparred this morning. I'm
with
just
anyone?
No one you'll know. No one will know.
Have you sparred anyone I know? At all in this young way?
Got my ass kicked by Wadi Camacho, 8 rounds.
What, badly kicked?
He had to carry me the last 3. He had to carry me. I'm giving away a lot of experience, probably around 30 kg in weight, more actually. Yeah, it was something like that. So that was but it's a good experience, man. Do you know what it is?
If you can hold it with him, then anyone in Misfits.
That's it. Exactly.
Should be too hard.
Yeah. Look, I'm waiting to announce it as well. I want to announce
it. Is the opponent there though, or not
Yeah,
yet?
I've got 2 opponents there.
What, 3 on one night?
No, well, hopefully, if I get through.
We know that Misfits like that crazy
look,
stuff.
It could be big. Hopefully, we're looking at potentially July. So, news is still imminent.
Set-out show?
It's still.
That's got to be a set-out show if you're on it, ain't it?
It has to be.
Number 1 man. But to be fair, Steve-O did say if he's not your manager, he's fighting you. And I've seen Steve-O since.
I'm not going to lie, Steve-O would be a tough fight.
Yeah?
Steve-O would be a tough fight. Because
age is on his side, ain't it?
Well, Steve-O is one of those people that is a natural, freakish athlete. Yeah. He can run times of 100-meter track runners. He can lift weights of, Mr. Bodybuilders. He is just one of those people that can just do stuff like that. So I'd have to be careful early getting down the stretch.
And if you don't fight, could we maybe see you against each other in the Baller League? I know that's
I
the biggest
got a
social
phone call
media.
about that today. I've done my ankle end of last year. I literally
I've seen you've had a couple of comebacks here and
I've
there.
had a couple. The ankle's not moving like it would, but I did get a call regarding Baller League literally yesterday. So it won't be this season.
Maybe
I'm not
next
sure how long
season.
this season is, but I'll be hopefully coming in with a different team, another team.
New Chelsea team, maybe?
Maybe.
Who would be your manager? Because you got Ian right there.
If I tell you that, then I'll give you the team away.
You'd want your manager to be Drogba or Lampard or someone,
would.
wouldn't it?
Or maybe
even
a rapper.
JT still.
Maybe a rapper.
A rapper, yeah?
Who knows? Yeah,
is that
maybe
what
I
we're
gave you
going
a little, give you a little something there.
That'll be clipped up, that one. But Dan, lovely to see you.
And you, bro.
And I'll hopefully see you one day soon. And we'll see you in the ring in July.
Come on.
Top man.
You feel it the most, I know you're feeling it. Crystals are nice, I like the toes, I keep on spilling it. Bone crushers, I keep real close, I got the skill for this. On my